So in My Hero Ultra Rumble, having the right quirks and just having the right levels towards the end of the match can really make the difference on if you win and if you lose, and also just pairing certain characters together. But one thing in this game that really makes it a lot easier to win when it gets close to the end game is barriers. People like Kendo, Momo, and also Mr. Compress can really change the tide of a battle with just being able to block things and send it back to you. And that's why in today's video, we're going to be showing you how to counteract that. So that's going to lead us into our anime question for today. What is your favorite barrier in this game? So if we're talking about basically Kendo, Momo, also Mr. Compress, and I guess you can count Cementos in that battle. But yeah, that's what we're going to be doing in today's video. We're basically going to be giving y'all the counters and how to break through all these things, and also giving you the strengths and, giving you my opinion about what I think is maybe the best barriers in this game, and, the strengths and the weaknesses of it. So if there's something you think you might be interested in, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on the bell, do all those nice things, and let's just get straight into this video. So when we get into the actual video, here's the thing. The shields that we actually have in this game that I count as shields is going to be first Mr. Compress's Sleight of Hand. Then we also have Cementos' Load Bearing Wall. We have Momo's Create Unfailing Castle Wall. And then Kendo's Big Fish Shield. So when we actually get into some of the strengths and the weaknesses of these, we're going to start off with Cementos. Cementos' Load Bearing Wall. Some strengths is it has great size, great length, and this can be used for movement, especially if connecting it between buildings and stuff like that. Counters for this though is Shigaraki's Alpha Quirk, Beta Quirk, and Collapse Hand all work against this, especially Collapse Hand. This whole building just goes away, so Shigaraki's very good for this. And also Ida has a pretty good with his Gamma Quirk with it allowing him to run up walls. Ida does a pretty good job of countering this, but that's if you count Cementos' Quirk as a shield, but because you can put it up as a wall in front of you, that's why I countered it. We move on to Mr. Compress. The thing about Mr. Compress's shield is the fact that it reflects attacks. So the other ones only block, but Mr. Compress actually allows you to send the damage back and actually deal damage to your opponents. Now, some weaknesses of this is it doesn't have the biggest size, so this thing doesn't do well against physical quirks, so anything from Kirishima and also All Might. Anything that's a physical strike is going to break through this. So, of course, we know that Ida's Beta Kick is going to go through this. Shigaraki, though, also goes through this with his Alpha, Beta, and Gamma Quirk. They all basically just ignore Mr. Compress's shield. Uraraka's Gamma Quirk, of course, is going to work. And, like I said, also Dabi's Gamma Quirk. Surprisingly with me, this one also breaks through, and I think it's because it's more of an area strike. And we also know that Kaminari will also be able to shock through this shield. So, like I said, the main thing is it doesn't really do anything against anything physical. And this also only protects you. This doesn't really help your teammates unless they're sitting right behind you. So it's an all-around solid shield, but not the best. We move on to the next one. It's going to be Momo's Create Unfailing Castle Wall. And the strengths of this one is if you hold it and you move forward or any direction, you can use it as a ram ability. If you just set it down, this thing can block most strikes, and it also allows you to protect your allies, and it gets bigger as you level it up. Now, some weaknesses for this is ground strikes. So Shigaraki's strike is going to go through this, the Alpha Quirk, and the Collapse Hand, and you don't really have much movement once you set it down. So Shigaraki is going to be able to eat at you and just take you out with this. There's not much controllability, so once you actually get your direction that you're going, it's a little bit hard to move it. I mean, you can move it around, and this actually has the best, like the fastest movement with a shield in the game right now. But I still wish there was a little bit more controllability with this. Dabi's Gamma Quirk is going to break through this. It automatically knocks the shield back. And of course, we know that Uraraka, since he's coming from the ground, her Gamma Quirk works on this. And Kaminari's Shock Beta Quirk is going to work on this as well. Now, we move over to the next one. This, in my opinion, might be the best shield, and that's going to be Kendo's Big Fish Shield. And the strength of this one is it's easily moved. You can easily control this shield. It has great control, and it blocks ranged and most physical strikes, and this allows you to still protect your allies. Now, some weaknesses for this shield is that Collapse Hand is going to go through this. For some reason, Ida's Beta Quirk goes through this. No other quirk from Ida goes through, but the Beta Quirk just kicks right through it. Of course, we know Uraraka is going to work because she's coming from the ground. Dabi really surprised me with this video that his Gamma Quirk was pretty much able to go through everybody's barrier / shield. So Dabi's Gamma Quirk is going to work. And of course, we know that Kaminari's is going to work because it's an area strike. Some key notes, though, to go about Kendo's shield is that it blocks Cementos' Beta Quirk. So the wall is just going to go behind you and like skip past you. And the rest of Shigaraki's quirks don't work. Even the one that goes on the ground, the Alpha Quirk, stops once it gets to Kendo's shield. So it's pretty interesting to see how Kendo works. The only downfall is the fact that Ida's Beta breaks through. That's the thing that's just so weird. It's an outlier. She blocks every other physical strike, but Ida, for some reason, just gets through it. So when we get to the actual ranking, my personal ranking for these shields is going to be Kendo at number 1, Momo at number 2, Mr. Compress at number 3. You can make the argument for him being first because of the fact that he can deal out damage with his shield, but we're going to put him at number 3, and I'll put Cementos at number 4 with his shield. Now, as far as the best counterattack character, this was a little bit hard because Dabi's Gamma was pretty good, and of course we know that Uraraka's Gamma is pretty good, but I think as far as when it goes to cooldowns and getting it as quickly as you can, I think you have to go with Shigaraki because you can use his alpha, beta, and also his special action to break through most of these shields besides Kendo. And as far as when we go to the best counter move, it's going to have to go to Uraraka's float just because this is going to allow her to just come up from the ground and she breaks through anybody's barrier. The only thing with this is you only get one cooldown of this regardless of how high you actually level this up. So it's going to take some time to actually be able to use this. But let me know in the comments, like I said, what is your favorite barrier in this game, and let me know if this video helped you out, and let me know any other tips and things you want to see from My Hero Ultra Rumble from me. And I hope y'all been enjoying the game, and hey, like I said, I'm ready for the man Endeavor, and let me know if y'all been enjoying Aizawa. I'm gonna see y'all on the next one, man. We out.